Jayson Tatum and JB combining for 75.
All I'm gonna say is I told y'all. I told you guys it's a lot closer than you think it is. It really is. And check this out. You know what's the funny thing about it? Mars. So what am I not?
It wasn't even close last night. JT was clearly the best player on the team.
Okay, but
it was clearly Jayson Tatum was the best player on the team.
He can be that. I said it's closer than what you guys say. And all I know is they both scored 35 and they both helped their team to win.
Yeah, they both helped their team to win for sure.
Dub texted me in the middle of the game. Said, "Oh, Jaylen Brown's looking like shit. Jayson Tatum's carrying the game." Hey, at the end of the game, all I know is they both ended up with 35 and they both was balling the fuck out. That's all I know.
They both played well, but one played great and one played well. Jaylen played well.
I think there's an obvious like one guy is better than the other guy. Like I don't think it's as close or like do people who try to make this debate, you know?
But why though? Because his moves look better.
No,
why? I'm saying I'm like I don't.
Yo, actually, no.
Why you guys
First of all, don't do that moves because I'm very much with Bobby. A lot of y'all is vanity over get shit done. A lot of y'all. So I'm the most anti-vanity over get shit done in here. But Jayson Tatum last night, bro. His bag is deeper, bro. It is. It's clear.
I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that.
Jayson showed out last night.
I just think Jayson Tatum does everything on a basketball court better than Jaylen Brown.
I think so too. They have him guarding the better defenders. They have him taking on responsibilities.
Jaylen was guarding James Harden. Jaylen was guarding James Harden.
That's kind of one of them. I think they would both having similar roles if we're just gonna be real.
Jaylen and Grant was guarding James Harden.
Grant Williams played great.
I think Grant
Williams is someone I wasn't thinking of, but Grant Williams really could be like.
And Jaylen Brown is still a terrible playmaker and is still a terrible passer. He's still not a good ball handler. Like he just looks the same. And for me, Jayson Tatum, it's one game, so I'm not gonna say he looks like he's improved, but that face-up game and that isolation mid-range game, if that's sustainable, what he was doing last night, he's taken another.
Oh, I can promise you that the work that he put in this summer, it's going to translate to this season.
So if he's taken another leap, and for me, Jaylen Brown looks the same. He's still a suspect ball handler in traffic. He's still great getting. He's still great getting to the rim 1-on-1. He can still hit the mid-range pull-up. That's cool. 1-on-1, Jaylen Brown is great. But once you put more than one body on him, once you start reaching for the ball in traffic, once you start making him a facilitator or a playmaker. That's where you see that he's nowhere close to Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum handles all of those things much better. And you can say Jaylen Brown's a better defender. I don't know how. I think maybe they're close on ball, but off the ball, Jayson Tatum once again clears. In my opinion, Jayson Tatum, in that third quarter, he's the one who sparked the run for the Boston Celtics to like open up the game. They made it like a 10-point lead. He ended up, I think he got a steal on an entry pass on Embiid, and then he got another steal in the next possession and made a free. And that's what really opened up the game. So I think him defensively, he's much better than Jaylen Brown, and offensively as a passer, playmaker, and a scorer, he's just a better player.
Ron, you know who really changes the game though? And actually, the first time I got on the show, I got laughed at. For bringing him up. Malcolm Brogdon changes everything, and I remember distinctively. I know I'm not gonna name no names, but y'all was laughing at me for showing love to Malcolm Brogdon. That wasn't cool. Y'all gotta watch the game.
Called them out.
And what I do like about the Celtics, though, I like how they made an adjustment without having Robert Williams. And this is going to be a good go-to lineup late in the year when they have JT at the 4, and then they have, Marcus and Brogdon in there. I know Derek White started, but I like Brogdon a little better than him. But either way it goes, with that lineup with JT at the 4, that's deadly. You can't nobody really do too much about that.
When Al Horford got 2 quick fouls and then Vonleh comes in and gets 2 quick fouls immediately after, I was like, oh, they're done. It's like Embiid's just going to eat them. I don't know how they kept it close and then ended up winning that game. It made no sense.
I agree with that point too, though. That was
crazy.
No, but he's right though. At that point, Embiid, you got to take that shit over.
Bro, Embiid, you have to drop 50.
Yeah, at that point,
he's a bum.
Stops Bobby.
You got Sports Dog. You got Sports Dog in the chat just naming some irrelevant ass shit. He says Tatum led the league in postseason in turnovers. I think that's so stupid. The reason why he's leading the league in turnovers is because the team is trusting him to handle the ball more.
It's not.
Listen, it's not.
What?
You have the ball more, you turn it over.
I wasn't even trying to get on that with y'all today.
Bro, if Jaylen Brown,
if you have the ball more, you turn it over more.
Obviously. But if you have the
Trey
ball,
Young has led the NBA in usage, and he also is one of the top.
No one said anything about assists. The guy randomly brought up turnovers.
You guys brought up playmaking, and that's why he brought up turnovers. Cause and effect. He wouldn't have brought up turnovers if he didn't bring up playmaking.
I never said Jayson Tatum doesn't get turnovers. He's still a better playmaker than Jaylen Brown. That's all I said.
No, he is. No, we don't get. That's not the point we're arguing, Mars.
That's what he was arguing. The guy in the comments.
But he's trying to excuse
why you
turnovers.
Why you
go?
No
one's excusing something. We're explaining why he gets more turnovers.
He said the reason why he has more turnovers is because he's handling the ball over.
Bro, the stat is literally called
you have the ball more, you turn the ball over more. You know whose record he broke for postseason turnovers? LeBron James.
So wait,
it doesn't mean anything.
Time out though.
Exactly.
Time out though. So are we? So because now you got to put things into context too. So if he turns the ball over a lot, what type of playmaker does that make him?
Ron, you're right. We need to put things into context because this fits your narrative. So of course you're gonna drill this home.
I've given my opinion on turnovers.
You bozo.
When it comes to playmaking, I've given my opinion on turnovers. So I didn't.
No, I get it, but don't just sweep it under the rug though and act like it's nothing. He only averaged more turnovers because he was handling the ball. Okay, well if you're gonna turn the ball over, handling the ball more, then give the ball to Marcus Smart or Malcolm Brogdon.
This is what
Malcolm Brogdon wasn't there last year.
I know. I'm saying now. I know last year.
That's fine.
Let's take into the account that one of the biggest reasons is like that should also tell you something about Marcus Smart. That most of the playmaking was through Jayson Tatum, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Marcus isn't a traditional point guard, though.
No, that's a fact, though. But that's why they got Malcolm Brogdon.
Exactly.
Like, literally. And that's here's my question: how long until Malcolm Brogdon is the opening lineup?
He shouldn't be.
Yesterday.
He should never be. Look, I think that six-man role is perfect because my thing about basketball is your best five on a lot of teams don't always be the starters.
I agree.
You want Malcolm Brogdon, especially when Robert Williams comes back. Malcolm Brogdon in that, and damn, if Danilo wouldn't have got hurt, bro, that second unit was gonna be crazy. That's basically a starting lineup.
I agree with you. But
I agree with that. But I think I'd start Brogdon, bro.
Yeah, I think he fits better next to those two. He's a better shooter, first off, and they need an off-ball shooter playing next to Jaylen Brown and JT. Exactly. On top of that, Malcolm is slept on defense. He's really he's Malcolm is. I don't think Malcolm does anything bad. Malcolm plays the game good at just about everything. He's one of those type of players, and I think he'll just help him a lot more.
I think it all.
My bad. Go ahead, Doug. My bad.
I think it all depends on situation, bro. I mean, I think Marcus Smart or Malcolm Brogdon, where Marcus Smart starts a game, Malcolm Brogdon starts a game, it could be interchangeable. I don't think it has to be Malcolm Brogdon on a night in, night out basis. Having a guy who could take on the responsibilities in your second unit is something that's truly beneficial to your team, especially when you have Smart who could do an okay job. Jayson Tatum, I think he could do a good job as well. So having a guy coming off the bench it's very impactful to your team. So I don't see why they have to start him. Maybe when the going gets tough, you need a guy to be more composed in the third quarter and maybe a little bit in the fourth quarter. Then you put Malcolm Brogdon in. But I don't think they have to start him at all, bro. I mean, seriously.
Having Smart with that unit,
he'll close games for them.
Having Smart with that unit, though, too, makes a lot of sense because, I mean, you have the firepower in Jayson Tatum and Jalen Green, and then you have the defensive prowess of Marcus Smart. So, like, that's the other reason why I like him in that unit. And then Brogdon coming in the second unit. Okay, you can have Jayson Tatum and or Jaylen Brown sitting, and Malcolm Brogdon can go score. You got Grant Williams, who is super efficient, who has proved that he could score. So
I'm still not buying Grant Williams, but I'm happy to see him ball.
I'm not buying Grant Williams either, bro.
Sorry, I can't.
But don't forget the locker room issue. Don't forget the locker room issues because you got to like Malcolm Brogdon is that ultimate professional. So him being a starter all his career and then coming over to be a sixth man, I think it translates easier than telling Marcus Smart you're coming off the bench. You know, because you don't want to lose Marcus Smart's head and his leadership, and you don't want him tripping out in the locker room. So.
And
I agree with that too.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, you don't want to have to. You don't want to have to kill that man ego for real.
One thing I think My bad. One thing I think everybody's forgetting is I really think the Boston Celtics are. I know this is one game, but I think this is a good sign of them maturing as basketball players. Like I think Jayson Tatum and the reads and the decision in which he made, all of them was excellent last night. Jaylen Brown picking his spots, knowing his number 2 role and having 35 points per game. Marcus Smart, Malcolm Brogdon. I think all these guys are really maturing as basketball players right now.
I just have before I know you want to move on, JD, but to just go off what Dub said, I agree with you, bro. But I also have to say, like for Jaylen Brown and Tatum, it's like year 6. I think now it's like
exactly.
How does your game mature in the playoffs, bro? That regular season stuff, we've seen it, bro. Like,
it was year 6.
Who he is, bro.
But that's a nasty context. That's a nasty context because it's year 6.
Anything, bro.
It's year 6. It's year 6 when they've only had 2 years of them.
Saying context.
It is a context. I said it's a nasty context. Let me tell you why. Can I tell you why it is? You just keep saying no.
Because bro, you keep every time.
Can I tell you why,
bro? Everything that comes out of everybody's mouth, bro, and we're gonna literally have to spend
just say mine.
Just say mine, bro. Your mouth. The first words that come out of your mouth can't be context.
100%. Make context matter again.
Make context matter.
Make context matter.
Oh my gosh.
Hold on, Mars. Hold on, Mars. What about the Celtics have to
make that 3?
Bro?
Oh, I won't listen. I'm just
Mars. Tell me where context applies to what I just said. I literally said.
Can I explain it? Can I explain it?
I'm talking to your partner.
You keep talking, and I can't even explain it.
I'm talking to your partner.
Can I explain it, please?
I said that obviously James. I said Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown, their game has obviously matured, bro.
All right, now add context to it.
Now all we need to know.
He said they've been together for 6 years.
I said Jayson Tatum is in his 6th year. So we kind of know who he is now. So everybody wants to see his game mature in the playoffs because obviously inexperience was probably the biggest monster for them in that finals. I think we would all agree with that. Tell me where you need context, bro.
Wait, yeah, what context do you need?
So what J-Rob said, because now he's switching the whole argument. What I heard
Ron,
from this
did
now,
anything I just say?
Hey, Doug, you heard him wrong.
Let explain. Let Doug say what he heard.
He got confused with the year 6.
No.
You thought they said they've been together for 6 years.
And please, chat, we could sit here and rewind this. Thank God there's tape. I heard out your mouth, oh, they've been together. Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum have been together for 6 years now. That's what you said.
6 years.
That's you did.
Okay.
I said it's Jayson Tatum 6 years.
Listen, I heard Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum. I heard Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum 6 years.
That's
what I heard.
They have been together for 6 years, though, Dub.
And what I was going to say to put context into that 6 years is that both of these guys, I was ignoring Ron, whatever he said. So whatever he said. I said to put context into that 6 years of Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum being together, they were playing different roles. They weren't playing the roles in which they were doing right now. They had Kemba Walker in, they had Kyrie Irving in. These last 2 years are the 2 first definitive years of them being the true number 1 and true number 2. So yes, it is. They had Kyrie Irving, Kemba Walker. Come on, son.
Kemba Walker was the one. When was Kemba Walker there? When was Kemba Walker
in the bubble? In the bubble, Kemba Walker was probably the number 2.
Are you fucking? You just gonna fucking lie, J. Rob? You gonna fucking lie?
Kemba Walker was the Celtics number 1, bro.
No, he was in between Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
I said definitively. I said Kemba Walker
in 2020. In 2020, it was Jayson Tatum, then Kemba, then Jaylen Brown, and then you think about 2021. Jaylen Brown was hurt in the playoffs. So then you got 2022. That was their first playoff run.
There's your context.
So technically, they've had one playoff run.
Like, bro, like you arguing all this shit, but guess what? I get proven right again. I get proven right again. Context matters. Make it a thing. Context matters. Make context matter again.
You literally said that Jayson Tatum wasn't
headshot. Put your head on the spike.
It wasn't a headshot, bro. You literally just said that. You just said Jayson Tatum wasn't a definitive number 1 in the bubble in 2020. How does that even make sense, bro? But you're talking about you hit a headshot, bro.
I said
come up here and you just throw the context,
in 2020, he was definitive number 1.
The thing is,
2020 was definitive number 1. Come on now.
Yes, he definitely was, though.
Come on,
definitely was.
Come on,
he definitely was.
We don't have to lie.
In 2020, Jayson Tatum was the definitive number 1 of that team. All I was trying to say, bro. Only thing I tried to say, bro, and you just dragged it to no avail. I was just saying that in the playoffs is where I really care most about this Celtics team because I kind of know what they're going to be in the regular season. They are a good basketball team.
And what year was that when it went to Game 7 against Cleveland?
That's all I tried to say, bro.
2018.
That was 2018, Mars.
Mm-hmm.
But see, J Rob, that's why I feel you though. And
Bro,
Dub, I feel you. I feel the point you're making too. But they've been together long enough to have that camaraderie and to be, ready to go. But I'm like, in year six, it's time for them really to show who they are. And they did a little bit last year, but Dub, I agree with you. They're gonna take a step forward because they've been together for so long. They got the pieces around them, and they really looking around the league like, yo, we really them. We them boys. And so I don't think the Celtics are scared of nobody. It's the player choice way. Yeah, them boys don't get it started. The player choice way. Yeah, the player choice way. Come and switch lanes into the player choice way.